So welcome back to another video. It's another race morning, 2 races left to go this year. Today is the day of the Newent 9. Right, made it to Newent School 2 hours ahead of race day, which is where it starts. 2 hours, what's going on? Race day, race start. I don't actually have a bib for this race, so I actually forgot to enter, but I've done this race since its inception, 2015, 2016, whenever it was. And it's just one of those races. Excuse me, cold still lingering. It's one of those races that I love to do every single year, just to come out here and have a good blast. Uphill first half, downhill second half, basically, is the long and short of it. But they do keep a few bibs for race day, and then of course they get people emailing saying they can't do it, so they'll put those out for race day as well. So I'm hoping, I was told to turn up at 8:30 for a registration, to go in there and see if I can grab myself a bib. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, last bib number. I turned up at 25 past, literally, or 26 past, and they had 1 left. Absolutely, I'm delighted, really lucky. That was a bit of a close call. I didn't realise, I thought they'd have a few more than that. So yeah, I've got the last one, bib number 17. So yeah, now we've got 2 hours to kill. So just going on a walk around the lake to give me a little bit of a warm-up and something to do other than, you know, sit in the car for 2 hours. So post-London, it's been an interesting week this week. I picked up a cold. I started to feel a bit ill on the Tuesday morning, but I had a good 2 days of training, Monday and Tuesday, when I got back. And then Wednesday it started to get a bit worse, and Wednesday night I felt like I just hit a brick wall. I'd had Wednesday off anyway. I was planning to long run on Thursday with this race in mind today. I woke up at 5:30, and although I was awake, I felt like, oh, it was horrific. So I had Thursday off, wondered if it was viral or chesty, because it was all kind of in my throat, not chest, sorry, throat and head. And I had Thursday off just as a precaution, went out Friday for a 45-minute easy jog, felt a little bit more human that day, which was good. And heart rate was nice and low. That kind of implied that it wasn't viral, it wasn't kind of going through my system, it was just all in my throat and head. So I was kind of hopeful that I could run today. Did a little run yesterday, little shakeout, 30 minutes and some strides. Again, heart rate was low, but did the strides and I just started coughing uncontrollably, so stopped after 3 strides. So, and again, I feel better today, but it's still croaky, still a little bit under the weather. So I'm just going to take today as a nice kind of hard, so the second session of the week, shall we say. Tuesday was the first, today will be the second, and I'll run it hard. We'll see what happens. I'd have no expectations whatsoever. We'll go through kit and everything shortly, but yeah, I just thought I would kind of fill you in on what it's been like 8 days post that 10k down in Battersea Park. Okay, so back at the start now, hour and a half to go. This is the lucky number, number 17. Very, very grateful this morning. So a quick kit check. Gonna wear my Forest of Dean Athletic Club vest today. I never wear it, I only save it for the winter because it's quite thick material, so I struggle to wear it when it's a bit warmer, but it is super windy this morning. And I've run this race, like, as I said, from inception, from its first year, and I've never known it to be bad weather. And it's not bad weather at the moment, it's lovely, perfect temperatures, but my word, there's one heck of a wind out there. So I think, just from a quick walking around and stuff, we're gonna have a headwind on the way out, and then we might have a bit of a tailwind on the way back, but then of course in the final bit coming back into the school here, another little headwind. We'll see how we go. In terms of shoes, I want to save the elites for the big races, so today I am going for the Vaporfly 3. I've only raced in them once. I was gonna go the Vaporfly 1, and then I thought, no, do you know what, it's not a goal racing, because I feel a bit rubbish and because I don't feel particularly great. I thought to myself, why not just give another pair of shoes a go that you wouldn't normally use? So I used these at the Rose Inn race in May or June, whenever it was, and that's it. That's all I've ever used them in. So we'll give them their second outing today, and we'll see how we do. So I'm just going to start to get ready, and then I'll see you on the warm-up. All right, 15 minutes and then some strides with this man. We're out here today. It is flipping windy on the way out, so the key today is going to be to conserve on the way out, even though we get hit with a headwind, and then put the hammer down on the way back if we can. It's pretty intense, but it's nice and calm now because we're going back the other way. So yeah, 15 minutes done. Let's do some strides.
Looking strong, mate. Well done, my darling. Fantastic. Brilliant. Second place, and keep pushing. You're all clear. Go on, my love. Sixth place, keep going.
Cheers. So there we go, back at the car. I'll move in a second because the sun is absolutely blinding me. Brilliant medal. Don't know if you can see that. Every year Newent 9 delivers just some of the best medals that you get all year. And yeah, second place. My watch says 34:07, so I don't know what my official time was, but I'll take it, and I'm very, very happy. They actually extended the course this year. So what I was looking at, because this is the first year I've done this race where I don't have mile splits on my watch, it was average pace. So I checked last year's average pace, and it was 5:39 per mile. Yeah, 5:39 per mile. And I finished this year in a slower time because the course was longer. but 5:38 per mile. So progress. It would have been a course PB, I guess, if it was the same course, but overall, yeah, I'll take it. Very happy. Coming off the back of illness this week, my throat is really quite raw now, but it was worth it. I felt okay. I felt like I had energy, and it was good out there. It was a really, really good outing. And so I've done this course about 6 years now I've done it, so this is the first time it's changed at the end. They've just added a little bit in the cul-de-sac just to take off some of the, what I gather, a bit of the bottlenecking towards the finish line. But overall, this is the first year out of the 6 years I've done it where the wind has been a massive factor. We did indeed have a headwind on the way out, so the hills going out were absolutely savage. They were so hard. I haven't actually uploaded my splits or anything to my phone, so I don't know what's going on. It will have all been on screen. But yeah, we headed out there. We went, the gun went off, went round the field as we usually do, came out the top. The Tempo lad and the Gloucester chap went ahead, and I sat in third place. And yeah, the wind absolutely battered us for the first sort of couple of miles, realistically, up the biggest climb, which I think is the first one, the steepest is the first one, and then there's a couple more climbs when you get up to like the 2.5 mile mark or like the 4k mark. And basically my goal was just to kind of conserve as much as I could, but the reality was I was just working really, really hard all the way up those hills, and they put a really, really, really good gap on me. And I was just kind of thinking the only hope I have is to do what I normally do in this race, which is when I get to the top of the last hill, hammer down the hill, and then just kick on the flat and log some quick splits in the second half of the race. And that's what I did. I came off the top of the hill absolutely gassed, but I thought, come on, you can kind of regain composure down the hill. And I thought, no, don't regain composure, put the hammer down. There's a big old gap between you and second place. You need to start to make it up if you want any chance of catching him. So I put the hammer down the hill, and then yeah, we had, luckily on the flat bit for about a mile or so, we had the wind behind us at that point. It was the only point where the wind was behind us, but it was very welcomed. I was able to calm my breathing down and really drop the hammer as best as I could. And I put as much ground between me and the chap me and the chap behind, but also then try and catch up as much as I could to second place. Last year, it was the same battle I had with the Gloucester lad, who's brilliant, by the way, such a good climber on the hills. He just put such a gap on me. And last year, I caught him on the back straight, and I couldn't catch him there. This year, he really worked hard, and I caught up and I got close to him. But then what happens is you go through a little alleyway out into a cul-de-sac, and you run down the cul-de-sac for quite a way, and I caught him there this time. And so I kind of went round him, and I said, oh, you know, we exchanged a couple of words. I said, sit in, let's go for it. And he sat in for a bit, and we just worked together. And then as we came out onto the main road in through the town on the way back, I put a bit of a gap, and that's when I just kind of like hammered down, and I saw 5:38 on my watch. I was like, right, okay, well, your average pace is going to be quicker this year. Hopefully you're on for a course PB. This is great. And then we turned onto the final road, which I thought was the final road, put the hammer down there. Was really looking forward to just blasting down there. Then there was a marshal that said turn left, and I sort of said left. I've done this race 5 years, you know, 5 times now, and that took me by surprise. So he said yeah, follow the road round. So we basically just did a little not a loop, but a little dog leg around through a cul-de-sac, went down there and around. And as I went up the cul-de-sac, the headwind just smacked you in the face. I must have kind of lurched right over. I was plodding. It was so hard, and my average pace went down to 5:39. And I was like, get out of that cul-de-sac, just get up there out as fast as you can, last little bit, and then push home. And average pace then went down to 5:38. So I've just uploaded it to Strava right now. So let's have a look at the mile splits. First time I'm seeing them. So let's see what happens. So last year, I know I was a 5:55 and a 6:01 for the first 2 miles. This year I was a 6:02 and 6:03. So I was slower with the headwind. And then, there we go, that's where I made it up. So then last year, it was a 5:28 as the third mile. It was 5:34 this year. And then the second 2 miles were like 5:28 and 5:30 or something. But this year they were 5:17 and 5:18. So I really dropped the hammer in those 4th and 5th miles. That's where I knew where my strength would be. So I'm quite pleased to see that, actually. That's really good to put that sort of split in on that second half. And then the 6th mile was 5:35, which I'm not surprised about. That cul-de-sac headwind was just horrific. So yeah, there we go. Really happy with that. You can see there the splits, and you can see this graph here. First 2 miles was savage up the hill. Second, sort of, well, the next 4 miles. Anyway, I'm waffling on now. We'll leave it there. Solid race. Not a course PB, but as in a record fastest average pace. I'll take it, very happy. And once again, a massive thanks to Newent runners for putting an incredible event on. Really appreciate it. That's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. See you in the next one. Until then.